Alright guys, right here I have the Lufkin crescent shockforce 25-foot night eye tape measure. That's a whole lot to say. But I was looking for a new brand of tape measure to try out because I have gone through 3 of this exact tape measure in the past couple months. This one lasted 10 days before it started giving me troubles. I just made a video solely on this tape measure explaining why not to get it, and I keep getting these little creases where it bends and doesn't want to work properly when they're still brand new, and other issues. So I was looking around and a few people mentioned this, that, and the other, and I had seen these. I'm not sure if Crescent partnered with Lufkin and made, you know, these tape measures, or if Crescent and Lufkin are a brother-sister type of company, or if they are the same company. I don't have any backstory on what that, you know, is all about, because I've seen the Lufkin ones without Crescent on the top, unless it's somewhere else, you know, on the back, smaller, I don't know. But someone at work walked by me with one like this. It was old and beat up, and they had it all blue right here, painted, and it was a few months old, 6 months, a year old. And I took a picture of it and said that I wanted to try it out, and a few people said they were good, and this, that, and the other. And the guy told me he had picked up 2 of them in a pack just like this for 30 bucks. And the very next day, unrelated, someone posted on Instagram a big bin, like the cardboard bins where they have like little deals on the end caps of the aisles at Home Depot and Lowe's. They posted something showing a double pack like this, and it was saying it was $25 on sale for $4, like they were clearancing them out. So I went ahead and looked up the part number, because I could tell it was from Lowe's in the picture, and looked online, and I couldn't find them for $4. I found them for $15.98 for the 2 at a few stores, and I found 2 stores close that had them for $7.99, and you couldn't get them shipped to you. You had to pay for it and do a pickup order. So I went ahead and paid $7.99 plus tax. It was like $8.70 something or $8.60 something for 2 of these, and they look pretty cool. It's got this metal bar in the front. You know, if you drop it, it's going to hit that. The tape itself is actually pretty cool looking. It's supposed to be high vis for night. You know, if you're working in a dark area or outside at night, you'll be able to see this. It has the reverse stand-up. I'm not sure what this hole is for. I guess if you want to lanyard it or something, you can put a lanyard or a string through the back of there. On the box in the back, it was listing a few different features, saying that the actual tape measure is 3 inches. That way, if you're measuring inside of something, like inside of a box, you can say, okay, 1, 2, 3 plus 3 is 6, if you can't measure the inside. And like I mentioned about a few other tape measures, people mentioned the Stanley Fat Max, and I had already tried those before and worked with people who have them. I borrowed them and whatnot. And when you go to grab the actual tape, it pushes up. So when you go to grab it, sometimes it'll slip out your hand, whereas if it would stay in place, you can just grab it. And the older Milwaukee I had, similar to this one, did not do this. And I didn't realize till after I bought it, it did the same crap that the Stanley Fat Max did. I have other Stanley tape measures that do not do this, but that particular one, it pushes up, and it drives me crazy. So I bought these anyway because they were $7.99 for 2. I can care less, but to my discovery, they do not go so high that you cannot grab them. I can push this thing completely as high as it'll go, and it still sits below the mouth. So no matter how I grab it, it's gonna come out. So if that's a feature that you want, then go ahead and get you one, because I can't stand them damn tape measures that do this. But anyway, I like the color of it. I like the look of it. Seems pretty sturdy. We'll see if it starts bending and breaking like Milwaukee. It also says on the paper that it has this pinhole right here for like a scribe. So I don't particularly need that, but figured I'd mention in case any of you guys would like it. And whenever I went to pick these up, I went to see if they had more in stock, because they said they had 6 online when I ordered it in the week. And I went on the weekend, and all they had was the singles. And one of these in the package was $29.98 or $29.99. So it's kind of weird that it's $30 for one, or $25 to $30 for two. I don't think I'd have paid $30 for one. I'd pay $30 for 2 of them. $15 is a fair price for this tape measure. I'm not quite sure I'd pay $30 for 2. Maybe, I mean, I would pay the $30 for 2. I'm not sure I'd pay $30 for one, and I would pay 20 at the most for one, you know. But it's pretty cool looking, and I'll make a later video on it, you know, letting you guys know what I think of it, how it lasts after a couple weeks, couple months or something, you know. That way you don't see this and say, oh, that's nice, and then go buy one and it breaks, and you're like, oh, that dude lied, you know. But seems pretty sturdy. It's got a huge blade in the front, which, in all honesty, it's really not very much larger than this one, but it's the way that it wobbles around in there. This one is not magnetic, so if you're looking for a magnetic one, I'm pretty sure they sell a magnetic one in this brand. But yeah, I don't particularly need a magnetic one. I have another magnetic tape measure in my truck. I just like to have one that I can actually measure something and it not fall over after like 2 foot, because it's crinked up, you know. But they seem pretty cool. I know Crescent makes a lot of other tools, and I have quite a few. And they're pretty solid. I haven't had any issues with those. So if you're in the market for a good tape measure, I'd check these out and give them a try. And if anyone has any information on what the Lufkin Crescent deal is, if it's a partnership just for this particular tape measure, if they're owned by the same people or what, you know, I appreciate you guys commenting so I know, you know. But appreciate you guys checking it out. Hopefully looking at this, you know, help someone decide whether or not they want one. And y'all take it easy.